Thanks for staying with us and welcome to our sponsor segment. So join us on the show is the CEO of Cash Token Rewards Africa, Chief Lai Labode. He'll be speaking on the launch of a national rewards program that rewards customers across Nigeria with guaranteed life-changing cash rewards when they purchase goods and services from Nigerian companies. Welcome to the show, Chief.
Thank you very much.
To have you.
Thanks for having me.
When I heard Nigeria reward program, I'm thinking, what does that mean exactly? Let's even start. What does it mean and where did this come from?
So basically, of course, we know that times are really hard, and we all know the efforts of this administration to make things better. It's a bit tough, but it's also good to know that Nigerian companies are doing a whole lot. And part of what we have been able to achieve is that we have established the first country in Africa to establish a national reward for its residents and citizens, where every time you make a purchase, you are rewarded with what is called a Naija token. Okay. Now, what does that mean? You need to buy Nigerian first. Let's start with that. Now, when you patronize those Nigerian businesses, it means that those businesses become more prosperous. And as they become more prosperous, they are saying thank you to you by giving you the national reward, which is the national cash token. Now, that token, what it does is that as soon as you get one, you get an SMS. It's just your phone number that is needed. They don't need to ask you many questions. As long as you have a phone, that means you are registered. There's a NIN attached to that line, so we know who you are already. Instantly, you will receive what is called guaranteed instant cash in your national reward wallet. That means all of you, all these ladies here, you're going to have one reward wallet for all businesses. So your rewards are not in silos. It's always cash. Nigerians love cash, I love cash, as you can see. Now, you also get something else, which is a ticket into a national consumer draw. You don't need to gamble. That draw is for 5,000 to 100 million every week. So in the last five years, we have given out almost 20 billion to Nigerians.
For real?
This cash is not Laila Bode's cash. It's not this Egbaman's cash. It is money that has come from businesses that are being patronized. The likes of MTN, for example.
So as your sister now, you've given out 20 billion already?
Yes, already. The last 5 years.
Where was I in this country?
In this country. So what has happened is that, Mr. Larry Gbajabiamila,
yes,
the Director General of the National Lottery Regulatory Commission, we came together and decided that what is the best thing we can give Nigerians at this time? And we decided to come together that instead of just the 200 businesses that we have today, why not all businesses in Nigeria? Then that brought us to the point where we established the national reward. Now it is that going forward, it should be all businesses. So it doesn't matter whether you're buying petrol, you're buying food, whatever you're doing, you're getting the same reward, and it's always cash in your wallet.
So it works like the loyalty points you get from shop?
Absolutely. Only this time it is cash.
So, yes. So, and then this one is all businesses?
Yeah, it will be all businesses.
It will be all businesses.
Yes.
So how the stakeholders, so that will be government,
yes,
businesses, they come together. In what way were they part of the implementation and the design of this program?
Okay. So basically, we're regulated by the National Lottery Regulatory Commission, even though our company, Cash Token Rewards Africa, is not a lottery company.
Okay.
We're a cash reward as a service. We're what is called a reward tech company. Like you have fintech, you now have reward tech. Now, they have seen the impact of our program in the private sector for 5 years. It means that we have proven that it works. So you have people all over Lagos, all over Nigeria, winning money. Let me talk to you about someone from Shagamu Market who won 10 million naira. What did she do? She just patronized MTN. MTN rewarded her with the MTN Cash Token Rewards. She won 10 million naira. What did she do? She was able to expand her business. She was able to send her kids to school. Nigerians are getting out of shame because of these rewards. So it is that the money is put from all businesses into a single pot. So on a Friday night, Lalale Friday, we call it, you have a billion naira in the pot. That is the money that goes to Nigerians. So it is contributed by businesses that have been patronized. And that's what we actually...
So how exactly would the purchase of goods and services be linked to cash rewards? And because every day they say Nigerians don't produce anything. Everything is foreign people. And I'm wondering what exactly will qualify as a Nigerian business?
Okay, so let's put it this way. As long as the business is in Nigeria and it can touch Nigerian lives, that means people's salaries are paid, people are getting prosperous, it's a Nigerian business. That's what it is. Somebody was arguing the other time and said, MTN is not Nigerian. I said, no, MTN is a Nigerian business. MTN is here. Nigerians have been employed, a lot of things are going on, our lives are impacted, It's a Nigerian
repatriate
business.
their money.
Yes, they take, of course, if you do business here, this government is encouraging money to come into the country. And the government is trying to make everybody comfortable. Bring your money here. It's a good place to invest your money. That's what the government is doing. So we're not going to say one business is not this, one business is not that. Of course, we're patronizing local businesses. If you look at Yotoku Market in Abeokuta now, there's a lot of Adire. There are some Chinese things coming in there. We say, hey, Chinese people can sell Chinese stuff. There are also Nigerians gaining from it. But that's a heritage market, as the case may be. So they can sell, but as long as you're selling in Nigeria and Nigerians can benefit, you will get rewarded for it.
So, Dr. Komina, I have a question.
So I wanted to find out the stakeholders because my first thought is I'm a business owner, how do I jump on this? But I also know that many Nigerians watching, we tend to be very skeptical. So we want to know who are the stakeholders, who are the businesses, the citizens involved in designing this program.
So first of all, let me give you a little bit about myself. I'm a business logic expert. I've been trained locally and I've been trained internationally. And we are leading a new generation of what we call socially smart business models. And I argue anywhere in the world that what Africa really needs now are a new generation of socially smart business models, which is a marriage of successful enterprises and social development. It's deliberate. So while we can make a lot of money, let's connect it directly to impact. So when we're talking about the national reward, it's not based on charity. If you cannot patronize a business in Nigeria, you're not going to get it. And you cannot buy it like a lottery. It is that you must buy Nigerian to get it. Now, I want you to imagine what we're doing with the National Lottery Regulatory Commission, Ministry of Finance, and of course, FIRS ultimately in this. It is that we can push out to Nigerians between 2.6 trillion and 5.2 trillion without borrowing. Now, that is big because it's a $500 billion economy. We're talking about purchasing things in Nigeria. Imagine when you don't have to borrow. So this is homegrown innovation working with the federal government.
Just to understand you better, anything not imported, if you are a Nigerian individual, just and you go to a place, a business situated in Nigeria, and you make purchases. You know some people buy tissue paper from abroad.
Of course.
So they will deliberately say it's tissue paper from a shop from abroad.
Okay.
So are those the people your business is not for? Are they for those who just shop and buy everything in Nigeria? And,
Okay, so let me put it this way. The National Lottery Regulatory Commission, of course, working with other agencies, the plan is to ensure that everything you can buy in Nigeria, don't forget that every money spent here impacts some Nigerian life. So if somebody is selling some tissue made in Paris, in some store in Lagos, the person selling is a Nigerian, right? Making some money to feed his family or her family and all of that. Nigerian lives have been touched already.
Yes.
So you get rewarded for it. That's the strategy. Now, the way we have also done this, working with the Lottery Commission, and it's important to see what government is also doing. They are basically looking at the best of the private sector to collaborate. The true heroes of the economy are entrepreneurs. So a government that decides to start tying things with the private sector is really smart. Now, imagine a time shortly, which is what you're going to see. We have tested this for 5 years in the private sector. It has worked. We have a long list of Nigerians from all mobile networks, from different businesses, the MasterCards of this world and the likes, who have already benefited. But a time where it is now everything you buy. Now, that is big. So imagine the money that the government has been pushing out to help Nigerians, about 1.2 trillion naira. Imagine the next level with this, where you're talking 2.6 to 5.2 trillion, and we didn't borrow it. What the government has really done is to look at the private sector, let's have a partnership and make this happen. Now, let me tell you one big deal that's also going on. Mr. Larry Gbajabiamila, and we cannot emphasize the amount of work that he's done with us on this. It is that the push also is that every time a Nigerian business actually pushes out, buys the national reward to offer their customers, it should also become an allowable expense. Meaning that at the end of the year, you can take that out of your taxes. Now, imagine that you have helped that business grow. It means that government will get more taxes from him, right? You have expanded the tax net because more Nigerians are actually paying on everything they actually buy. You're paying VAT. That means there's more money for government to actually do more. Now, you're also building what is called public emotional equity for government. Today, you have a lot of people suffering. People are really crying all over the place. But imagine the kind of succor that comes to you when you patronize the Nigerian business, and we're sharing, Nigerians love to share money. Every Friday, we're sharing so much money across the country, and we have not borrowed it, neither has it come from gambling.
So how do you start? Well, what's the starting point? So now you told us about this.
Yes.
Scheme. So I go to the market,
Yes.
and I'm looking to buy this. How do I benefit? How do I get my token? How do I subscribe?
So let me put it this way. The launch is shortly. We're part of this is part of the campaign. We're launching the national reward shortly. But today, if you were to buy, I'm sure you have mobile numbers, apparently.
Yeah.
If you have MTN, you can dial *6700 hash. Right now, any airtime you buy, you're going to get rewarded for. MTN has been giving out cash tokens for like 4 years, and they have taught a lot of Nigerian lives. Airtel is doing the same. Glow started. They just came back. We're very happy to hear that the management at the very highest level have decided that the way to go is the cash token, the national reward now. So they have just come back. We've just signed a new agreement. They're back fully on this. It is that today already, if you bought airtime from those, if you dial that code and buy airtime, you get the cash tokens already. But for the national reward, the launch is shortly. Of course, we're trying to get the Minister Bajabela is working to get the president's attention so that we know the data is ready for the launch. It's a big launch. You're going to have captains of industry seated around the place. You have the minister seated because this is the first time anywhere in Africa where a government will have a national reward. And it's a big deal. So it's a partnership, it's a tripod relationship between the government, the people, and all businesses. So every business is like an agent of government, giving back to Nigerian people because they patronize Nigerian businesses. And that's...
So please, is it...
We all, absolutely.
Okay, so I just also want to understand, is it going to be a code? Is it a card? Do I walk into, and then, what other businesses? Are there also small businesses that can be part of this?
Part of what we've done, I remember Mr. Bajabela emphasizing that, we need to make sure that this goes down the line. And I said to him that, absolutely no problem. We have what is called a national reward card. It's a scratch card. So imagine Iya Silifa that is selling Bolly, She knows that she cannot give you a national reward except you have spent 1,000 naira with her. So she sets a threshold. It's not charity. It's business, really. They know that you must spend that amount. Now, you spent 1,000 naira buying Bolly from Iya Silifa. Okay. She doesn't do any major integrations. All she does is to, Aburo, come over here, and they'll give you a scratch card. You just take it, scratch it, and load it on your phone like you're loading airtime. Instantly, you get your reward. You see your money.
Oh, so she determines who she gives that national reward based on
volume of what
you buy.
That is why it is
why
sustainable.
Why not she pegs the volume? Okay, if it's 1,000 naira, if I spend 1,000 naira, Sliver card
she will give you. Card me that.
It's not like she'll give a Bora.
No, she has to
card
give you.
Me if I spent 1,000.
You know what? It's so beautiful to be in the midst of beautiful women. That you ask the right questions. Iya Silifa is a businesswoman.
Yes.
Women are very responsible. That's why I say a lot of times when you give women, you see that the money spreads to the family. Iya Silifa knows that she has to sell up to 1,000 naira before she can give her one. One national reward costs 50 naira. So she has done the calculation. Every business does the calculation.
Oh, she pays for the national card?
No, she pays. She has taken from her profits to say thank you to
encourage purchase.
Got you. Okay. So I, as a business owner, I sell clothes, for example. Exactly. I manufacture, I sell clothes.
Yes.
So I'll come to you to buy 10,000 naira worth of scratch cards to encourage my customers. As a give back. So they are coming to me because you bought 10,000 naira worth of, take one scratch card. I give you so you can come back to me next time.
Absolutely.
And that scratch card now earns you money from the national reward. It's just understanding.
He's
just getting it.
Because I'm just wondering if you give Iya Silifa the cards, she will determine what she wants to give.
No, but it will not help her business because she's doing
exactly.
So there's a need. That's brilliant.
One of the big four, let me put it that way, said that there is nothing smarter than the national reward at this time for Nigeria, where the government does not have to borrow, where this is just a single policy stroke, and all Nigerians can benefit. So it's amazing.
Can you break down the estimated projection of impact?
Okay, so let me put it this way. So you have a $500 billion economy. That's the Nigerian economy for you today. Let's even just take 10% of that. That is rewardable. So the amount of money we're talking about that goes back to Nigerians is not money coming from any of our pockets. It's coming from the businesses that are making money. So when we say 2.6, somebody says, like, you don't know how to call big numbers. But we cannot call it a smaller number because this is real. When you say 2.6 to 5.2 trillion, it is money that has come from all businesses all together combined back to Nigerians.
But it's not everybody that gets the money. It's only those that are picked.
Okay, so good question once again. Let me put it this way. I mentioned earlier that two things will happen when you get a national reward. The first is that you will get instant cash in your wallet.
Yes.
That's guaranteed for everybody.
Okay.
But the draw for the 5K to 100 million naira, everybody will not win. But you have thousands of Nigerians who win every week. Lalale Friday is Faji across the country, and it's sustainable because it is not based on charity.
Gotcha.
That's what it is.
Gotcha. So if Yasilifa does it, and
Yes.
and Yasikira is not doing it,
Yes.
and then Yasilifa is getting customers.
More customers. Somebody
Yasikira
else
is like, let me to go and get my own so that I can reward.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, interesting. Sounds interesting. We'll see how it works. Wishing you all the best, and see how that we can. Well, once it's socially acceptable, they will definitely bring it back to
We should thank the Nigerian government for this. We should thank Mr. Gbajabiamila for this. And of course, at a time like this where Nigerians are really suffering, I want you to know that there's a lot that the government is doing. There's a lot coming, and be prepared for it. Buy Nigerian, of course, win in Nigeria.
This your outfit is one.
It's when you buy Nigeria.
This one a Nigerian.
This is the outfit
You
of
guys-
an Igba man.
You guys need to see this. Okay, all right. Thank you.
you
Let's
so
go on a
much.
short break now. We'll come back. We want our next segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.